Are you a deviant? You know, like those of us who binge watch serial killer programs, laugh at the stupid shit people do, and revel in anything adult? Well, you found your people. Join us as we crack open the door to the padded cell and release the insanely stupid, the weirdly wonderful, and those who choose to live outside societal norms. We'll delve into the strange, the macabre, the sexy, and the outrageous. So, if you're a deviant, then you have your place with us in the padded cell. Hello and welcome to episode 84 of the Padded Cell podcast.
How did we get here?
Well, we're heading along to 100 and I can't wait. We're also heading along to our live, which will be in 2 days after this.
Is that what it is? 2 days? Jesus.
Yeah. So this is going on the 24th and our live is on the 26th.
Yep.
So if you're watching this and you fancy coming along to live, we might have some tickets, but I can't guarantee it.
I doubt it at this point.
Yeah, it's the 14th now, so I don't know. But yeah, looking forward to it. I've got a few little things that I still need to do for it. The next 10 days for me are just going to be pure podcast now.
Yeah.
I've already told some of the gang that just don't expect much townhouse stuff from me. I've got to concentrate on the podcast now.
Yeah.
To get this live sorted, but also just other stuff, really. Because all the changes you've had in work, I've had to really concentrate on townhouse loads.
Of course. Yeah.
Obviously, with people leaving, new people coming in. Oh, it's just been mad. Anyway, that was a conversation between us. Hi.
Back to the episode.
So this is going out on the 24th of April. And on this day in 1986, the film Crocodile Dundee premiered in Australia and was the highest grossing film of the year in the US as well.
No way.
Starring Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
So this holds a nice little memory for me. That's why I brought it up. On my 13th birthday, I went to see Crocodile Dundee when it came out. Oh, I'm getting a private phone call.
Answer it live.
I'm going to. I can't remember what I called the doctor, to be honest. Oh. Hello. It is. Who's that? Hi, I really can't talk right now. I'm recording a podcast live and you're live on air. I just thought I'd answer the phone. I'm finished at 1:30. Do you want to call me after then? Thank you. Thanks so much. Bye. Oh, Sophie. That was Sophie. She is from a pharmacy and she was going to give me some advice. Hi, Sophie. Bye, Sophie.
When I see it come up when I said private number, I couldn't really see it from there. It looked like I said Prime Minister. So why the fuck's Starmer ringing you?
I'm Tory in a red tie. Fuck off. You'd be getting well buttoned. Anyway, so yeah, 13th birthday. And I went to see Crocodile Dundee when it was on the cinema when it first got released.
way.
That's how fucking old I am. And it was lovely. Me and my mate Jane and Joe, we went for a Chinese meal in the Bean Shoot in Allerton Road. It's not there anymore. It's called Eastern Delight, I think. And went over the road to the classic cinema. It was £1 to go and see Crocodile Dundee.
No way.
£1. That was more than it should have been, really. It was like because it's a new film just come out. You paid a bit more. £1.
Yeah.
I used to love the smell of hot dogs when I went in the cinema.
Yeah.
Do you think you get that quite so much anymore?
No, I can't smell.
You can't smell that anyway, can you? Fuck my talk about smells. But as you walk in, the smell of hot dogs. Lovely. Anyway, also in 1986, double divorcee Wallace Simpson died. Do you know who this is?
I've heard the name.
Mrs. Simpson? Don't you dare type it in your laptop. Fucking back away from the keyboard. Stop it.
I need to see faces. Go on.
This is a history lesson.
I failed. Go on.
Well, I know you don't know it, but I'm going to tell you now. So Mrs. Simpson, she famously was the reason why King Edward VIII abdicated from the British throne. No? Fucking hell, mate. Okay, right. I'm literally giving you an education on this podcast, aren't I?
Listen,
yeah, you can have that back now. You can get a picture of her now.
Yeah, go on.
So Wallace Simpson, she was divorced twice and Edward fell in love with her. She's American.
Right.
Like an American like aristocrat, socialite type person. Totally and utterly fell for her. But because she was a double divorcee, it was frowned upon. And he basically had to make a choice. The throne to be the King of England or your double divorcee. I was going to say mistress. She wasn't a mistress because he wasn't married to anybody else, but basically girlfriend.
Yeah.
A bit of skirt.
Yeah.
And he chose her.
Oh, good on him.
Now, I like this story, but it's quite sad and tragic, really. There's a really, really great film out there. There's a couple of TV series as well. She's quite pretty, really, in her own little way.
Yeah.
And Ed would run off with her. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna give up my crown and I'm gonna marry Mrs. Simpson." And it was a love story that lasted until they both died. You know, it didn't. Sometimes with these sort of things, it's like, especially nowadays, relationships don't really last that long. I'm giving up everything for you.
Yeah.
And then a month down the line, it's all over, and they've gone back to whatever they were doing before. But no, their relationship lasted a lifetime, and he was outcast. And have you watched The Crown?
No.
Okay, it was briefly touched upon there.
No.
But he went over to live in the States, and they also had a home in France as well. And the home in France is where Mrs. Simpson eventually died. He died before her, a long time before her. She died when she was 89. She lived a long time after him. So at the moment, we've got Calvin. Calvin is trying to come into the room with our drinks quietly. Just make noise, mate. It's fine. It's us.
It's us.
Make all the noise you want. Fart, burp, do what you want.
Oh, what's the wires?
Oh, what we getting here? Oh, we're getting placemats as well. Thank you very much. Don't trip.
Like the fucking Krypton factor,
isn't it? Yeah. It's like an assault course. Thank you so much.
Takeshi's Castle. Sorry, Dale. Takeshi.
Thank you.
The word's already Japanese, right?
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thanks, Calvin.
Cheers, Cal.
Oh, I thought he was trying to creep in then.
He's got to have practice, hasn't he? That's probably the first practice run.
Probably, yeah.
And you can see him off the reflection on the sign as well.
She just sat there watching him. Oh, on this side?
Yeah.
Hey, look at our sign, though. Finger marks all over that. I'm going to get a duster on that. I'm going to get a duster on that. Yeah. I can't expect the guys to do that, even though it's their fingers.
Can you just not get a set of white gloves for when you put the sign up?
True.
It's not a fucking antique face. It's not out of a museum.
National treasure.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a nice little status to have, wouldn't it?
Imagine archaeologists finding that.
They've had a sell podcast sign.
700
I'd love to be a
years time.
national treasure, like Judi Dench. What are you laughing at? I could be a national treasure. Can't a dominatrix be a national treasure? I'm going to go for an award. I could be a national treasure. Well, we both are, actually. But it's all about me. No, it's all about me being a national treasure.
I get you.
I could be a national treasure. I could rock that.
Yeah.
I look good on a red carpet.
You would?
Go with my eyes.
You would? What would you wear?
I'd probably wear a latex dress.
Like the red and black one?
Yeah. Something a bit fancier than that. I've got fancier ones than that for red carpet.
Yeah. I was having a look through your pictures when I was trying to make the action figure.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Okay. Say no more about that.
Some good dresses.
Thank you. Swiftly moving on. I'm going to move on from Mrs. Simpson because I've lost the plot on that one now.
Skip that.
So today, this whole week is Lesbian Visibility Week, but today is Lesbian Visibility Day.
Oh.
I know you're not a lesbian, but you like Fanny, don't you? Can you appreciate it?
My wife's like 90% lesbian.
Do you think so?
Yeah, she always says to me, if it wasn't for you, I'd be a lesbian.
She's a bit shit though, isn't she? She don't even kiss people.
She does a bit now, you know.
Does she?
Yeah,
She
she's
used to be
getting there.
shit.
She's getting there, yeah. I mean, she fucking hosts the all-girl event, doesn't she? I said to her, listen, you fucking pull your finger out your ass.
She knocked me years ago and then she'd run off, like frightened.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Did you?
Yeah, she's dead brave.
Yeah.
She's on the stairs and I was like at the bottom of the stairs. She was just coming down. And she said something along the lines of, I've been told that if I don't ask you to kiss me, then it's just never going to happen because you'll never ask me because you'll make me do it. I'm like, you're just making too much of this. Just fucking plant them on me for God's sake. And she did. And then she just went, run off.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, is that a good or a bad thing? She's just run off.
No, I'd do the same.
I think it was terrifier. Anyway, so Lesbian Visibility Day. I've got loads and loads of lesbian friends, too many to name you all, but love you all. You know who you are. But I am gonna name the Lucys. I've known Lucy for years. So Lucys are like Lucy and Lucy.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, did a couple.
2 Lucy's make a right.
And they've got loads of kids. Honest to God, I think they've got about 6 kids between them.
No way.
Yeah.
Lunatics.
But dead happy, lovely. Anyway, but reading about this, it reminded me of something that happened in March 1994. It wasn't my first lesbian experience. But how old would I have been then? 1994. I would have been 19 then, in 94. Fuck off, 3. Hang on, slave me tea. I would have been 19. And I was questioning my sexuality. I was questioning my sexuality from about 12, I think, to be honest with you. But more so then. I don't know what it was. I think I had a proper crush on somebody, I think.
Yeah.
And I was just like that. Got to be gay. I like peeing too much to be gay. Maybe I'm a bit of both.
Yeah.
But I was really questioning. And this magazine came out called Diva. It's still out now. The Diva magazine was launched in March 1994, and I bought the very first magazine. I remember going up to my nan's, and I was going on the train, and I'd ordered the magazine, and I was reading it on the train. But it was very lesbian magazine, and with a very lesbian front cover on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, was it noticeable from the front cover?
And I was on the 61 bus, and then I went on the train, and I was like, no. It was like it was a filthy magazine. It wasn't. It was just a normal magazine with normal stuff in it, just aimed at lesbian women. But because I was young and I was questioning, I was like, oh, I'm reading a lesbian magazine, like a proper lesbian. Like a proper knobhead. Like hiding it from everybody like that. Like, oh, there's boobies in this.
Oh, boobies.
Ridiculous. But it just brought back a great little memory of that. And after that, I mean, I bought them loads after that, and obviously it wasn't even a thing after that.
Yeah.
But it's like my first big thing of like buying something. Am I gay? I'm
Yeah,
just going to buy a magazine and see if it tells me if I'm gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it did actually help, to be honest, because it wasn't just for lesbians. It was for anybody questioning bisexual people and everything.
Yeah.
It was really good. I was reading all sorts of stuff in there. It was like people like me, because it was before the internet, don't forget. This is back in the day when you sent off like letters and went and bought those magazines, the contact magazines and contact ads and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I remember looking for night out bars that had lesbian events or bisexual events, and there was none.
No.
There was none. I mean, in Liverpool, you have obviously the gay course that we've got now, the Lesbian and stuff.
Yeah.
There was a few others around there back then called the Curators. But it was male. They were predominantly male bars. So if you were lesbian or bi, there was nowhere to go and meet other lesbian and gay people. So for me, getting the magazine was like my first step, if you like, of properly thinking about this thing.
Yeah.
And then obviously as the years went by, snogged a few girls, solidified the fact that I'm definitely bi. And it's all much more open now, but it just reminded me of how difficult actually it was to find other people that were like you, even in the mid-90s.
Well, so I
it was really difficult.
Was there a load of stigma around it at that time?
Yeah, and also there was a stereotype that if you were gay, if you're lesbian or bi, you were butch.
Got you.
I mean, I know I can be quite androgynous to look at, but I've never been butch. And back then it was like, you're only lesbian if you look butch.
Got you.
And that, in my mind, I thought that as well. And then obviously everything opened up and you realise that there's no stereotypical gay at all, especially as a female.
Yeah. It's all different shapes, sizes, looks,
I know some people present in a certain stereotypical way, but a lot of people don't. But yeah, it was just that time. It was like, God, where are all the other gays?
Yeah.
I can't find the gays, basically, And now I've got a place full of them.
Literally.
It's like, okay, I can't find you. I'm going to create somewhere for you. There was 142 or something lesbian and bi women booked into our last Ruby Slippers event.
Was, yeah.
A lot of people.
She was shitting herself.
Yeah. Right, before we move on to my segment, I'm going to say hello to our Patreons, new Patreons, as well as our old established Patreons. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. We've got the Queen of Morpheus. Yeah. Eric, Samantha, Fiery Fiona, and Claudius.
Claudius.
I love the name. Right,
Sick name.
It's funny that this comes up because Jim and I are like this about where to get another dog. Okay. Obviously, our 2 dogs have died now. And I've said if we get one, it won't be to the end of the year anyway. One, I can't afford it, and also we're still trying to sort our bloody new house out.
Yeah.
But we've always said we'd get a big dog, probably a St. Bernedoodle, something like that, and we will call it Claudius. I've already chosen the name.
Oh, well, you're getting one then, aren't you?
I'd actually chosen the name ages ago, to be honest with you. But I love it, Claudius.
Claudius
So,
is such a
hello,
good name.
Claudius. And I hope you're not offended that I've just said I'm going to call me big dog Claudius, but it's a compliment. Well, I think it is. Right, so I'm going to move on to my segment. This is something that somebody's asked for. Obviously not going to go on too long. We've got half an hour left and we still want to hear from you and do a very quick dangly bit as well.
Yes.
So I'm going to talk very quickly about foot fetish.
Oh, okay.
That was a very big slur for me too. Sorry about that. So foot fetish. What do you think about feet in general?
I take them or leave them.
So you don't find them attractive and they don't repulse you. They're just feet that you stand up on and walk in.
They're just feet, yeah.
Okay.
They're just feet. I can see when some people have got horrible, decrepit,
Well, yeah.
horrible feet.
You're not going to stick them in your mouth, are you?
They're not the best things to look at, are they?
No. So, Mrs. G, if she presented her tootsies to you, you wouldn't have the urge to give them a little bit of a suck, particularly.
I have in the past.
Okay, but it's not like a thing that you really, really, really like. It's just a thing that you do in the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was when we were stepping down the road of, do we like that?
Yeah.
Just pop it in your
I
mouth,
think
don't
you've
you?
got to try everything, really, at
Yeah.
least once.
Yeah.
And there's loads of things I've really surprised myself when I've tried some stuff, things that I just wouldn't think I'd be into at all. And then I've gone, okay, I quite like that.
Yeah.
So feet over the years as a professional, I've said loads of times, I don't like it. I don't like people touching my feet, touching my boots, licking my boots, all that kind of thing, even for money. But I'd say a good 70% of my professional clients over the years wanted some kind of foot, boot, nylon involvement.
Yeah.
And if that was like, it wouldn't go ahead unless you did this, then it wouldn't go ahead. At the time, I just wouldn't. I couldn't do it. Just the thought of somebody like caressing my feet and sniffing them, and all that.
Yeah.
And I'm not shaming. It's just that it's your thing and it wasn't mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's changed.
Oh.
I can't lie, and that's a big, massive surprise to a lot of people that know me. Some people already know. But over, I'd say probably the past 3 years or so, I've become okay with feet. I'm not saying that I'm cool with touching other people's feet, and I don't want somebody to stick the fucking big toe up my nose. It's not going to do anything for me. But I've got into foot fetish events. So like Tootsies at our place. Yeah. I love doing trampling.
Yeah.
Now, you would think, is trampling foot fetish? The thing is not just standing on somebody. They want you to do things with your feet. It's not just walking up and down the back and give them a massage. It's often smothering them with your feet. So you might stand on their chest and then step up and put a foot over their nose and like let them inhale. You might be sticking your toes in their mouth. The big thing I like to do is kick them in the balls, obviously, because I'm a sadist. So I'll walk around them, but I'll give them like little on the nuts.
Yeah.
Or stand on their willy.
Yeah.
Or I might like squish my foot into their willy and then make them smell my foot afterwards. That kind of thing. Yeah. So I have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
And also at the end of Tootsies, when I've been, trampling everybody, sometimes my feet are a little bit sore, so I'll go and have a little foot massage.
Of course, yeah. Treat yourself.
Just don't stick my toe in your mouth, because I will literally stick it down your throat and you'll choke.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
You'll taste ankle.
Yes. So I've become better at it.
Yeah, okay.
Let's put it that way. I've sort of
bit more open
embraced it a little bit more, and I never not did it because I thought it was weird. I just didn't like it. But now I've sort of got over the thing that I don't necessarily have to enjoy the sensations, but I can enjoy what I'm doing to other people and watch their enjoyment.
Yeah.
Just keep your tongue to yourself.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. So there's a couple of things I've just touched on there that we can. What?
That last bit of coffee.
What was it on?
Like sour.
Sour?
Yeah.
Why sour?
I don't know, bitter.
Is it a bit cold or strong?
Stronger.
It's strong.
Yeah.
So trampling, that's one of the things that I've done, and like smothering and cock and ball torture and stuff like that. But there's obviously lots of other things people like to do with feet. They do like to suck toes, lick feet and all that. Do And also there's bastinado. We've talked about bastinado before.
yeah.
If to remind you that foot torture doesn't have to be painful. We call it torture. It doesn't have to be torturous. But the real interesting thing about all this is, I've talked about it before, the feet, we can map the foot out, reflexology map, and different parts of the feet can relate to different parts of the body.
Yeah.
So some people like their feet touched in certain places because it makes them feel good in other areas.
Got you.
A similar sort of thing happens with your ear. You heard about this?
Yeah.
I've heard about people having these like piercings to stop them smoking.
No
There's like
way.
a point on the ear. If they feel like they want a cigarette, they just like rub that piercing on their ear and it stops them wanting a cig.
No way.
Anyway, so reflexology. Yeah. So the foot fetish is more than just, ooh, I like your little tootsies. There's much more into it.
Yeah.
There's obviously the medical side of it, so touching parts of the feet to get responses elsewhere in the body. There's a sexual aspect of it where people they get turned on by the appearance of a foot or toes or whatever. Some people like the smell of feet.
Yeah.
Not necessarily sweaty feet, but they like the smell of feet. Some people like the feel of feet on them, so being trampled, like I've just said. And some people like them being tortured and manipulated and stuff like
Do you reckon
that.
there's a bit of a taboo?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think there's less of a taboo now, but it's always been a thing because feet aren't really attractive, are they? They're a bit funny looking.
Yeah.
And so I think to say that you are attracted, you have a sexual desire to touch or smell or lick feet, it's going to make people go, but feet are horrible.
Yeah.
They smell when you walk on them and they go hard and stuff.
So a lot of people will be like, I like it because you're not meant to.
So it's the one fetish above a lot of others that we find a lot of kink shaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you don't know what kink shaming is, basically kink shaming is shaming somebody for liking different types of kinks that you're not into. So it could be something that the society in general thinks that's going to be a bit weird if you like that. That's shaming somebody. It's degrading them and saying you're a weirdo because you like that thing. So foot fetish is the one fetish above most others that people do kink shame.
Yeah.
So it's called podophilia. I think I've talked briefly about podophilia before. And it's an attraction to the toes, the soles, arches, and even some footwear like heels, socks, stockings. I actually had some clients who liked to take my tights away with them at the end of the session.
Yeah.
I'd be a little bit self-conscious of that, just because in my sessions I'd be working really hard for a good hour or more and getting a bit sweaty.
Yeah.
And the thought of them taking me sweaty footed tights or stockings away is a bit, But they'd say put it in a bag to preserve the sweatiness. So they'd bring a Sealy bag.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. So
I had a guy who sent me some gloves and he messaged me not too long ago. He was like, have you still got the gloves? So yeah. He was like, well, when you don't want them anymore, send them back to me.
he wants a sweaty smell of the gloves. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So we've talked about is olfactophilia before. So smells inducing
That's it, yeah.
sexual arousal and stuff like that. So it's not always nice smells or what we all think are nice smells. It can be like, sweaty socks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that we're all a little bit different.
But that again, those smells can take you back to a memory, and it a lot of times it's actually do get sweaty and stuff like that. So it might be the sweat unlocks the memory of
it's
a good
triggered
time.
a memory.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's talk about the psychology. So there's a somatosensory cortex in the brain. It maps out sensations around the body. And I didn't know this until I read this. So on this map in the brain, the genitals and the feet are right next to each other on the neural path layout.
No way.
And we know that neural pathways can cross-connect. They can jump all over the place. So the researchers that have been looking into this, they believe that the neural cross-wiring might cause overlapping responses. So basically the same part of the brain lights up. So when you have a little cheeky wank and you suck a toe, it'll light up the same part of the brain.
Do you get double then though?
Yeah.
Yeah, like power
absolutely
surge.
Can do. Yeah. So I'm going to go into this later, so I don't want to touch on it too much now. It's actually going to be me fetish factoid.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be talking.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
I'm going to be talking about toegasms.
Ooh.
So, a very brief history around foot fascination. Seems we've got about 7 minutes left. It's not a new trend, obviously. It's been around a long time, like a lot of fetishes. But in ancient China, there's been a tradition of foot binding. It wasn't just about status. I don't know much about foot binding, but basically from very young girls would have their feet bound really, really tight.
Yeah.
I've actually got a picture, Dylan.
Is this for the arch, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called the lotus foot. And so the feet are bound and then they're placed in the shoes. So how tiny that is. Now, I did have a picture of a foot out of the shoe. I just thought it might be a little bit too much because it was very, very gruesome.
Wow.
So if you're interested, just look up lotus feet and you'll be able to see what the feet look
Looks like a fucking horse's hoof.
So the photo that I was going to show, there's like a gap in the middle of the arch. So there's a heel which looks like a block. Yeah. It's about 2 inches deep. And then it arches over and then it becomes the sole. So it's like in the middle where the arch should be is this line basically and then these things are the side.
I think I've seen it before, yeah.
So if you're interested, look that up online. But what's this all about? So in ancient China, or olden, I don't even know what fucking year this is. I'm going to say ancient China. Families used to bind the feet of their daughters because the feet were seen as like a currency. And grooms looking out for their future wives would look for the tiniest feet. The most desirable being 3 inches. Now, okay, we're talking about a very long time ago where people were smaller anyway. Yeah. So I've got size 8 UK feet, 8 feet. Back then, the average size may have been like a 4 or whatever. But 3 inches, that is tiny.
That's tiny, yeah.
If you had feet that measured 4 inches, these would be called silver feet. So 3 inches and under, lotus feet. 4 inches, silver feet. Feet that were 5 inches or longer were looked down upon and called iron feet.
Jesus
Girls
Christ.
with iron feet had very meek chances of getting a groom or finding a husband.
No way.
How mad's that? Just having big feet. Then in ancient Greece, there's pottery and poetry depicting foot admiration, particularly in homoerotic art.
Yeah.
So I, myself in my professional career over the last 20 years, have not seen much foot fetish amongst guys. Yeah. It's all been men who want to worship women's feet.
Yeah.
But back in the day, we touched upon Romans and Greeks, haven't we? Very homoerotic. Yeah. And so foot admiration was a really big thing. And obviously they wore sandals. It wasn't just for, the heat and, stopping your feet getting all sweaty and everything, just wearing open sandals. They like to show their feet off.
Yeah. Mrs. G loves it. Like, she always says her favourite place to be is be knelt down. Like, with like my foot on her thigh. Yeah. Because I always wear boots, don't I? And she'll just stroke up and down my boots. Yeah. And she says, just snaps her to this world where fucking everything's
so she's
all
got
right.
a foot boot fetish, hasn't she?
Yeah.
So Victorian England, feet were so scandalous that showing an ankle was borderline erotic. I knew this before.
Slots.
Showing a little bit of ankle was like proper whore behaviour. Really bad, yeah. And men would collect women's shoes as keepsakes at the time.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And then early 20th century psychologists start categorising fetishes, and feet were nearly always in the top 5 fetishes, literally consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for the whole
very,
time.
very, very, very popular. Yeah, and the likes of Tarantino, he's obviously a Hollywood film producer.
Yeah,
he's got an obsession with feet.
I've heard this before. Yeah,
obsession.
Yeah.
If you think of films like Kill Bill,
there's always a shot, isn't there, in every film? Yeah,
yeah. Uma Thurman, her feet were really featured barefoot, and Margot Robbie in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, presenting barefoot quite a lot of the time. I don't think he hides it either.
I do, yeah.
He's a big fetishist, I think, Tarantino.
Quite lad.
So, some fun facts. During World War II, some soldiers were returning from combat and had developed a fetish for nurses' shoes because they were in bed, sometimes face down, having been shot in the buttocks or whatever, looking down at their feet. So they would relate it to a time where they were cared for, mothered.
Of course, yeah.
Even.
Yeah.
And so their nurses' shoes, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's a big fetish for ballet slippers, high heels. Have you seen the ballet high heel shoes?
Yes.
I've actually got a shot of my old shoes on my FetLife profile. If you've been looking at my profile pictures,
Probably seen
they
them.
were on there. Yeah. So, statistically speaking, foot fetishes, a foot fetish is one of the most common kinks, and it's one of the most harmless, though, if you think about all the kinks that we're into, and one of the most easy to get into, because if you think about what I do and what you do, impact and stuff is quite expensive. You need bags to carry everything round in.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot, if you like, of gaining consent before you do what we do.
Knowledge, trust.
Yeah, training.
Practice.
With foot fetish, it's so easy. It's literally just like,
Just a foot.
I really like the look of your foot. Can I suck it?
Yeah.
Yes, no.
Yeah.
Can I sniff it? Yes, no. Can I take your tights away? No, that's weird. They cost me 30 quid. Fuck off. Actually, I had that. I used to wear Walford tights all the time. They're £30 a pair. There's one particular guy loved the feel of your Walford tights, and he asked me one day, can I have a pair of your tights? Like, mate, the 30 quid. I'll pay for them. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have them. But unfortunately, even though it is one of the most common kinks, it is still seen as weird.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. It's a real shame. I am becoming much more open-minded about it now.
Yeah.
Not to put too fine a point on it, but we do explore a little bit of foot fetish. I'm just kind of really enjoying opening my mind to it now, and I don't know why I've had such a hang up over it over all this time. I still won't let other people do all mad shit to my feet.
Yeah.
And, I'm not going to start touching random people's feet, and I'm not going to let anybody worship my feet. But I'm more open to it now. And I don't know if you know Preston.
Yeah.
Remember Preston? Yeah. He was always sending me manky feet photos because he knew that I hated feet. Now he sends them to me. And Carlos.
Yeah.
He does the same thing. He always trigger warning. Sorry, Vic. Bad foot photo. And now, unless it's really bad.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, that's okay.
That's what I mean. You can get bad ones, can't you?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Right, I'm going to move on because I'm going to do a bit more foot fetish in me factoid at the end. I'm very quick.
Is this what you voice noted me about?
This is the one I've been dying. So this is another thing that was sent to me by the Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
I'll just put that in my pocket a minute. He sent it over to me and went, have you seen this? It was being sold on eBay.
Oh, God.
And I was like, I've just got to get this. I've just got to get it. Why can't I get it into my bag? Help. Here we go. Right, so this was on eBay, and the Wizard of Oz doesn't know I've got this. So Jim doesn't know. And he's going to laugh his head off when he sees it. So
are you not going to tell him till he views it?
What?
Are you not going to tell him till he watches this?
No. So it came in a decent sized box, and I had to hide the box.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think the job out there that most people would go, it's just not a job I would do? I just wouldn't do the job.
Training
Everybody
blocker.
hates you.
Oh, traffic warden.
So this is a traffic warden toy, right?
Yeah.
And to all the traffic wardens out there, I really hope you exhausted all other career options before landing on that job, because nobody likes you. And this is the perfect toy, and I'm gonna keep it in the car for when I inevitably get my next ticket. Do you know why?
Go on. I love that. You should leave that on your dash.
I know. So when a traffic warden approaches me car, I'll just be like that. You fuck off. But it's just like the best stress toy ever.
That did look good, there.
Isn't it good?
Can you punch its head off?
I suppose so, yeah. I could try. Do you want me to try?
Yeah.
Hang on. I don't want to punch the mic. You ready?
Yeah.
It's doing what to do by Dylan. Hang on.
Nope.
Isn't it, boss? Now, we need to be a little bit careful, because actually,
You could do it like a Christmas cracker.
this now is discontinued. Woohoo!
Whoever gets the
You
body
won.
wins.
You won.
Incoming.
Just throwing the traffic warden's head. But look at the angry face, look.
They're angry bastards, aren't they?
Yeah. So, look at the brows. Got scouse brows.
Oh,
If you don't know what Scouse brows are, just look it up.
Yeah.
Scouse brows. I mean, they have them in Essex as well, don't they?
Yeah.
There you go. But look at that. It's the angriest thing ever.
I was angry.
But I just love it. Now, I've got to be careful with it because it's rare. They were discontinued years ago. This is actually, I think it's from the 80s. Hang on. It's from a long time ago. But Jimmy saw it on eBay.
They were fucking
1989.
Great. Yeah, it looks very retro.
But it's being looked after. Look at the box and everything.
I know.
But look at the person, like, ragging the traffic warden on the box.
They've been fucking hating for years,
I
haven't
know,
they?
yeah. So it's rare. It's a collector's item that I've just ripped apart. So I'm going to keep it, and I might just keep it on the dash for when I do inevitably get a ticket. And I'll just, what are they going to do? They can't do nothing, can I? I'm not pulling their arms off.
No.
I'm pulling the arms off the teddy. So there you go. Right. Swiftly moving on. What have you got for us, Ray?
Right. It'll be a bit dated by the time the episode comes out. Okay. But as we are now, last Monday, a company called Colossal Biosciences put out into the world to say that they have made direwolves.
Made what?
Direwolves.
What's that?
It's a species of wolf that went extinct 10,000 years ago.
They're doing this to woolly mammoth, and I'm not so sure about
That's
it.
the same company.
I'm just like, things that have been extinct for years are extinct for a reason. And, like the mammoths in Siberia, they've been frozen all these centuries, and they could be harbouring any kind of bugs, viruses, and as soon as they get regenerated or they get unfrozen, God knows what they're releasing into the world. Leave it alone. Go on, right, tell me more.
Bring it on, bear.
So direwolf.
Direwolf, yeah.
I've never heard
They're
of this.
fucking
Are they
massive.
huge?
Yeah.
Okay, I might have seen them. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe the wolves in Game of Thrones are based on direwolves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they were nice though.
Nice,
Hey, have you watched the new Game of Thrones series?
No.
Okay.
What's it called? Five Nights? No, that's the book, isn't it?
Yeah.
House of the Dragon.
Thank you.
House of Dragons, yeah.
It's really good.
Is it good?
First episode,
It's
you're
all
right
about the
in there.
Targaryens, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm binging Black Mirror at the minute.
Oh, right. Okay, we'll talk about this later.
Yeah.
We've got like 11 minutes to go.
It's only a small section, this. So, yeah, it went extinct 10,000 years ago. And now, it's not like they're making hybrids. They've actually figured out a way using ancient DNA and gene editing to actually fucking make the real fucking things.
Are they adding in some current day wolf?
So, yeah, what they do, they find a close match that's alive today.
You.
They get the DNA. So they've got a grey wolf.
Yeah.
Which is, I didn't say the percentage, but basically, I'll tell you about the mammoth. It's a high percentage match, and then they can basically go in now and go, right, that's not the same. Boop, 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 switch that over, bop, 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 there we go. Direwolf.
Wow.
And then they impregnate that into a grey wolf bomb. Out it comes.
So what's the reasoning for wanting to do this?
So, I listened to he's been on a very popular podcast, the guy from Colossal Biosciences.
Do you not want to say what the podcast is?
Joe Rogan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, but
I don't mind plugging other podcasts.
Yeah. No, Joe might need the help just to get a few more viewers.
Exactly. To give him a leg up.
Yeah. If Joe wants to come on. But I fell asleep because I was fucking knackered and I was sick.
Standard.
So I listened to the intro and then bang, that was it.
You got as far as...
But what I did pick up was all about the woolly mammoth, because I heard about this years ago. I was like, there's no way they're fucking bringing the woolly mammoth back. Now, what they're basing the woolly mammoth off is Indian elephants.
Yeah.
Because Indian elephants have 98% DNA with the woolly mammoth. And, I went on the website this morning and I think they've got plans for 2027 to bring the woolly mammoth back and reintroduce it. And then when you go on the website, it's fucking crazy, mate. It's just going to snowball into Jurassic Park, effectively, because they've got plans to bring the dodo back as well.
No, it needs to stop. It needs to stop.
Because next will be the saber-toothed tiger.
It'll be people.
Oh, fucking don't.
It will.
Oh, don't. Fucking.
It will. Some genius who's made a massive impact on the earth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They'd be like, right, you know what?
Tesla will be back.
Yeah, exactly. Some egotistical person would be like, you know what? You can use my DNA. Make another one of me because I was that good first time round. Let's see if we can do a second time round.
Yeah.
Someone like Trump would do that.
Trump would. Yeah.
He would, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
So I don't know my thoughts on this.
So yeah, they're out there. They're fucking. They're making animals. The funniest thing though, they've named the wolves Remus and Romulus,
Oh, really?
which is the Alien films, isn't it?
Well, Romulus and Remus is a biblical thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah.
Wow.
It just made me
so
laugh.
what are their hopes? What are they going to do with all this?
Well, the plan is, it's not just to bring back fucking prehistoric animals. It's what the company stands for is like animals that are about to go extinct now. You know, they can take their DNA because they're alive. They haven't got to go scavenging for them, and they can preserve endangered species and get them off the brink.
That's bullshit. It's
So they
fucking
say.
bullshit. It's bullshit.
So they
because
say.
if that was the case, they'd be using the near extinct animals now
Yeah, I think
and regenerating. They wouldn't be going to fucking ancient animals.
they might have already been doing this
Bullshit.
all along, but I believe the company started in 2021.
It's been going a while.
Only a couple of years.
No, but
Only a
long
few
enough,
years.
though.
Yeah. But I think what they've needed to do
I thought this was like really new.
is do these ancient stunts to get the billionaires in, to get the funding.
No,
You know, to fucking
God.
get them up there. I don't know, maybe that's what it is. I should have listened to the fucking podcast and I fell asleep.
Fucking Elon Musk. Elon Musk will be in on this, won't he? He'll be straight in there.
Possibly.
Not bad.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Hasn't he
Sorry.
been made to stand down?
I don't.
Oh,
His shares have gone down, haven't they?
Yeah. Speaking of America, have you seen the fucking trade war thing that's been going on?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I've spent the last 3 days on TikTok because I haven't been able to do anything else. And I went on TikTok yesterday. It is all fucking Chinese suppliers from these factories.
Yeah.
I've only seen them from the last 24 hours, and they're all like, oh, if you want fucking Prada, if you want Lacoste, it all comes from this factory. We ship it out to there. They stick a label on it. It says made in Italy.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know, Liverpool's always had a thing for getting fake stuff in, haven't we? You know, if we always get fakes. And you always look at a fake, fucking hell, the quality on them is fucking... It's not like the Lacoste trackers we used to get from St. John's.
No.
The fucking crocodile stitched on the inside.
With a kangaroo on it.
Yeah. And your crocodile got sunglasses on, lad. But
Thank you.
But the quality of fakes is like, fucking hell, you couldn't tell the difference. And that's why they're on the same fucking assembly line. It's crazy.
Well, it's completely different but similar. One of my friends works in a factory that makes cereal. Okay.
Yeah.
And they make cereal for a well-known cereal brand and a supermarket brand. Exactly the same cereal, but it's going to a different box.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say where, what, who, where, all the rest of it. But
I've known that for ages, Yeah, we always buy Asda Zone.
Yeah. I just don't know about this regenerating creatures.
It's fucking crazy,
it's
innit?
shit that they've said that it's to do with, making sure that our current animals don't become extinct because they just be working on them.
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit. That.
I reckon it's just a publicity stunt to get more funding, which fair play to them.
It just bothers me. It bothers me.
Yeah.
You should just leave it alone. Woolly mammoths and all that, they're extinct for a reason.
Oh, I'd love to see a woolly
mammoth. God
mammoth.
knows what they're harbouring. I don't mean because they're dead, but, the things that they would have carried back in the day, all the viruses and illnesses that have well gone, they could just be still sitting in there, couldn't they? In the fucking DNA of the woolly mammoth, ready to eradicate all the humans.
They'll keep it in the
I mean, I know I'm going to extremes here, but that's just the way I am.
Mass hysteria.
Brilliant. But these wolves, they're actually, they've done this. They've succeeded in it.
I should have got the photo, but there's a photo of him and he's got hold of one of the dire wolves and it's 6 months old.
God.
And it's like, bam. The big, like,
are they looking to release them into the wild?
I think they are going to at some point. Because I think they used to roam all over the Americas, North and South America. I don't know what the plans to do with them.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, keep your eyes peeled.
Space.
There could be pterodactyls within.
No. No. Oh God, no.
Would you? Yeah. If they managed to make a Jurassic Park, would you go?
No.
The Pad of Cell goes to Jurassic Park.
You could go. You can go with your own camera and you can do the thing on your
Dale,
own.
do you want to come with me?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, he would.
What's the fucking crack? When they open one in Japan, we'll be there.
Velociraptor. Right, before we go, we've got 3 minutes, quick dangly bit. No, it's not. It's a fetish factoid.
factoid.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, so we were talking about feet before.
Yeah.
2 little things. There's one person that used to come to the club all the time. Dominatrix or dominant, and she had tiny feet, little tiny feet. She did actually have a condition with her feet as well. I can't remember what the condition was, but it made them quite small.
Yeah.
And her party trick was given foot jobs, basically, you know, like up their arse. So like fucking them up their arse with her foot.
Okay.
Yeah, and she was very good at it. She had very good balance. She was on one foot, wasn't she? Yeah.
She didn't like pull up a stool on it?
No. Big condom over the foot, straight in their arse.
Oof.
So there you go. Number 1. Number 2.
So when did he say to you, I'd kick you up the ass?
It literally went in. Up and in. Yeah. Toegasms.
Yes.
Are they a thing? Lots of people have said that when they have their feet manipulated, they can orgasm. And some people go, that's just absolute bullshit. You just can't do that. Actually, you can. And it goes back to what I was saying before, this part of your brain. The somatosensory cortex, the feet and the genitals are right next to each other. Those nerve pathways, they can overlap and jump. And so when you get your feet manipulated, it just feels like you have no... And you can orgasm.
Spliff.
Yeah. And if you... Yeah.
Just seen you go like that.
I don't smoke a spliff like that. I don't smoke spliffs. I do smoke spliffs.
Like, is she having a whiff of a spliff there?
When do I go? That was me supposed to be like, you know. Anyway. So it feels the same, and you can actually, if you're being stimulated around the genital region and you're having your foot stimulated, it can enhance the experience. And I'll tell you now, the area on your foot that you need to be experimenting with, if you look at your big toe, where the crease is in your big toe, there, around there and up the side and all down there is where you need to be having a little go of if you want to see if your feet respond in a favourable manner.
If you have receptive feet.
Yes. And you never know, you might just get a little bit of a jolly. Because it's a thing. You can actually orgasm from your toe.
So is this my homework?
Yes, it is. Go and test it out on Mrs. G and see if she can have a toegasm. Thank you. We are now done. There you go. Well on time. Fucking professionals we are. We slid into a new studio, slid into fucking 3 episodes just like that, first on time. So, if you're binge watching, put the kettle on, we'll see you in 5. If not, we'll see you next week. And there we have it. Another day made better by listening to the Curators of Chaos. Thanks for dropping by. And if you enjoyed the show, we'd really appreciate you sharing the Love the Paddysell podcast with your friends. Don't forget to give us a follow on our socials, maybe some 5-star reviews. And feel free to send us an email to medic@thepaddysellpodcast.co.uk or even interact with us on Facey, Insta and our other socials because we love chatting to you. Make sure you stop by next week because, as Bowie says, I don't know where I'm going next, but I promise it won't be boring. Catch you soon.